Hi, my name is Kristen Baird. I'm the violin teaching artist with the Florida Orchestra. And in this video today, we're going to talk about how to play a 1-octave A major scale in arpeggio, starting on the first finger of the G string. So if you're looking for the other A major video, 1 octave, it starts on open A, that video talks about high 2s. This video will be talking about high 3s because we're playing the lower octave using the G and D strings. As always, there's a handout you can download that will follow along with this video so you can have what we're doing written out in front of you. Our objectives today: I can play a 1-octave A major scale in arpeggio starting on the first finger of the G string. I can play C sharp and G sharp in tune using a high 3rd finger. I can identify a half step and whole step. And I can sing an A major scale using the musical alphabet and the A major key signature. All right, let's get started. Drone intro, pro tip, take 4. Because we're playing an A major scale in arpeggio, I'm going to turn on an A drone as well as a metronome at 60 beats per minute. And our pro tip for today: use a 4th finger instead of open D and A, and bring your left elbow around so your fingertips can reach. So what I'm talking about is, instead of playing open D, I'm playing my 4th finger. Same for the A. E, F sharp, G sharp. Instead of putting my 4th finger down. And with my elbow, so here's my elbow right here when I'm over on the E and A string, but then when I go over to the G and D string, I'm gonna bring my elbow around. And in the camera, as you can see, that helps my fingertips stay at the same angle, and that's going to give me the best shot for good pitch and good position and posture. And as we know, that all affects our tone, and it's all related. So you can keep your fingers at the same angle by bringing your elbow around. All right, let's get started, and let's play our A major 1-octave scale in arpeggio, starting on the first finger of the G string. 1, 2, ready, go. So you may have noticed that some of the notes have hearts underneath of them. As with our other videos, those are our TLC notes today, notes that probably need a little extra tender love and care. Those notes are C sharp and G sharp because they are high 3s. And in the music, I wrote a reminder with an arrow up and the number 3. A high 3 is when your 3rd finger is next to your 4th finger. We call it high 3 because the closer your finger is to your nose, the higher the pitch is. So let me come up to the camera and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom of the scale. We'll go note by note. Here's A, B, C sharp. Here's our first high 3. 4th finger for D. Over to the D string, E, F sharp. Here's our other high 3, G sharp. And 4th finger, A. Ooh, that was a little sharp. Okay, let's go back over to the first 4 notes of the scale. A, B, C sharp, D. As you can notice, my 3 and my 4 are real snug next to each other. All right, that's because this is my high 3 and that is C sharp. Now, if I put my 3 here, this is a regular 3. So if I was playing like C major or something, and this is what it would sound like. All right, but because we're playing A major, we need a C sharp, which is this guy up here. Now if I put my finger right smack dab in the middle This is not a note, and this is what it sounds like. Woo! Like sends shivers up your spine. So one last time, what we do want, C sharp up here. All right, so let's play our A major scale on arpeggio, 1 octave, another time, and keep a lookout for those high 3s. And don't forget our pro tip for today. To reach the notes over on the G string, and without our fingers being flat like that, we're gonna bring our elbow around so we can stay on our fingertips, just like this. We're gonna bring our elbow around. Awesome, all right, let's try it. Let's play it together. 1, 2, ready, go. So our new vocabulary words for today are half step and whole step. All scales are made up of either a half step or a whole step. Half steps are when notes are right next to each other, and a whole step is equal to 2 half steps. So let's take the first 4 notes of our C major scale, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's A, B, C sharp, and D. This is a whole step, half step right here. All right. Now let's say I played C natural, that 3 we were talking about earlier. Now my hand frame would be a whole step, half step, whole step. But for this scale, we want A, B, C sharp, D. So now we have a whole step, and a half step. All right, and it also goes for the same thing over on the D string. If we kept going up the scale, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Again, you can see a whole step, half step. And that's all that is there is to it. All right, so let's now build our A major scale on arpeggio using our musical alphabet. Okay, so before we sing our A major scale on arpeggio, let's build the scale and arpeggio using our note names and the key signature. So first, let's check the key signature. What sharps or flats do we need for this scale? You're gonna look at the key signature right here in your music. And if you notice, the hashtags are on the top line, which is the F line, on the 3rd space, which is the C space, that's where C lives, and on the top space, which is where G lives. So our sharps are then F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Every F, C, and G that we play on that line is therefore sharp for the entire line, unless we're told otherwise. And because we're playing an A major scale on arpeggio, we're gonna start on A and follow our musical alphabet to the next A. Remember, in our musical alphabet, once we get to G, we always go back to A, regardless of what scale we're playing. All right, so let's try this. Our first letter would be A, then B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. All right, and what would the arpeggio be? We would play A, we'd skip B, we'd play C sharp, we'd skip D, we'd play E, and then we play our top A and then go back down. Okay, so let's try singing our A major scale and arpeggio. Okay, here's our pitch. Here's our first pitch, that's A, ready, go. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and back down. G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, and our arpeggio. A, skip B, C sharp, skip D, E, A, E, C sharp, A. Awesome! All right, let's play our A major scale on arpeggio again. And keep in mind that pro tip with bringing our elbow around so that we can reach the lower notes on our G string still on our fingertips. 1, 2, ready, go. So as always, thank you so much for watching my videos, and I gotta tell you, today was a really hard recording day. There was a truck moving in stuff outside that's beeping constantly, and the wind is howling through the windows, and I tell you, some days it's really hard to record in an apartment. But thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully in the future I'll get a different background you guys can look at. So I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and enjoy your practicing, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, bye.